Viva Revolution! Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video that I saw my good gal Makeup Struggles do, that she posted that, and I was like, dang! That's a great video idea. And she does that. She always has these like super innovative videos that are like a new way to kind of roast the community and roast makeup companies without it being an anti-haul or products I regret buying. It's like a fresh take on anti-consumerism that I love. I will obviously leave her channel linked down below. She is amazing. She creates, like I said, great, innovative, new content. So what we are going to be doing today is talking about makeup that I don't believe in, makeup that I don't think should exist, just stuff that isn't my personal preference that honestly gets me a little heated up. I will be having, I believe, two things that were from in her video that I'm going to be doing here, kind of giving my 2 cents on, that I honestly just straight up agree with her. But let's just get into this and just talking about some makeup that I don't believe in, that I don't use, that gives me a headache, all that jazz. Alright, starting off is something she had in hers and that I have in mine that she just listed off, and I was like, yes, I totally agree with you. I feel that headache. And that is pressed glitters. I'm not talking about like glitter, like in a cute little cap thing that you dump out and then plaster all over your eyes and your face. I'm talking about stuff like those pressed glitter shades in, say, the Huda Beauty, Desert Dust, where it's pressed, but it's not really pressed, or the pressing doesn't actually make the product any easier to use. It's just a pan of glitter, and so you're like, alright, I'm gonna go in with my brush, and you touch it once, and there's glitter all over that palette, and then you're like, alright, hopefully I can get it to my eye, and there's glitter all over your face, all over your hands, and it's not on your lid. I feel like it does, if you got a palette like the Huda Beauty one, and then you've just got like a couple of those, I feel like the palette isn't made any more fantastical if you got a friggin' pressed glitter shade in it. No, just give me another matte, give me another shimmer, give me another one of those fancy metallics you do. And then you have like pressed glitter palettes that are like, and the way that pressed glitters are, like the way they're formulated and made, they're literally gonna go bad sooner than your other eyeshadows, and they can sometimes leak and smell and all that horrible stuff. And then you have the other pressed glitters, which were like the Wet n Wild ones, where it's like, all right, we're going to take some Vaseline. We're going to buy a bulk of Vaseline. And then we're going to take a little bit of it, and then we're going to like mix glitter in it, do that thing, and sell it to you all. You know, you get like one use. It's all horrible and whatever. Never sets down. It's just not a necessity. I always see like the Instagram videos and like the whatevers, where it's like this brand that I've never heard of, and they open it and they're using like the sparkle filter. It's like all these friggin' whatever effervescent sparkles, and then they're like doing it like this, and they're like, oh, it's so pretty, but it's like the biggest, thickest, chunkiest mess ever. I like doing crazy extreme makeup. I like being weird. I like being alternative. I like glitter to a certain degree. But what I don't like are products that are difficult to use, and that would be pressed glitters on a whole. No one has perfected a pressed glitter formula. If there's a brand that you think has perfected it, let me know down in the comments and I'll try them out. But until that happens, I have not tried one that I've been like, yes, this is amazing. This is totally something that I need the headache for. All right, this next one is a personal one. I mean, all of these are just personal. This is just me rambling and whining and complaining. Creams and powders together. Now, I understand I'm a little bit biased. I am not a cream makeup product user. I don't cream contour. I don't use cream blush. I will occasionally use a cream highlighter, but I must admit, I really prefer powders. But then when you take the powder that I love and you put it with the cream, and they're like, I got glitter all over my hands. When you put the two things together in the same, it's just like, why? There are a couple of Fenders, Tarteist Pro Glow, the Huda Beauty highlighter palettes, the Urban Decay Shapeshifter palette, the Cover FX, their contour as well as their highlighter palettes. Just like, why? Why would you I understand practicality and the ability of having both options right there, but powders naturally have a longer shelf life than creams. And even excluding the shelf life, those creams, unless you're using that thing every day, are going to dry out. So you're left with a palette that has all these powders and all this dried up cream product. And you're like, so I'm just like, why? Why do you do this? What is the need? And then we've got cross-contamination. That was always my problem with the Tarte's Pro Glow. I love the highlighters in that. I love the powder contour. I have used the cream one a couple times and I really like it. But it doesn't have any like kind of cover. It's just exposed to the elements of highlighter. So you go to like cream contour and you're like, well, there's highlighter in there, and it's not practical, it's not fun, it's not user-friendly. I'm not about it. Give me a whole cream palette, or give me a whole powder palette. None of this mixing together. Okay, this is another thing, and this is kind of like, Okay, let's just jump right into it. Makeup with obnoxious packaging / makeup with obnoxiously bulky packaging. I love me some pretty and unique packaging. Packaging, I feel, isn't necessary for a good product, but it kind of helps draw you in and helps like deliver the whole aesthetic of the product being sold to you. Kat Von D is a great offender in this area. Her holiday packaging gets bigger and bulkier and more excessive every year. We're like, okay, star-studded book, it's big. Mi Vida Loca remix, it's big and you have to slide it out. You can't just flip it up like a palette. Metal Matte, which was like huge. Satan Sinner, which was just all kinds of funky. And then Fetish, which was just horrible. Like I said, I'm all for nice packaging. But when you do things that don't actually make any sense, it's just like it makes it harder to store. And I think that's my main problem. The whole like harder to store thing. I have so many issues with packaging that's just awkward, funky, and weird and bulky. And you're like, why? Good examples would be, we already did Kat Von D. Any kind of holiday palette for most brands, it's either going to be ginormously bulky because they're like, let's put 12,000 eyeshadows in here, 100 blushes, some highlighters. Then we're also going to have some excessive space so we can give them like little mini sizes mascara and lip products. Circular palettes are kind of like the same way. The Tarte ones, every time they come up with a circular whatever, if you know most of your palettes are squares and rectangles, then they're like, all right, let's stick this circular thing in here. It's like, it's not going to fit. Urban Decay did that with their cute little Elements palette that's like this big, but it's a circle and it's a pain to store. They did that with that one palette where it was like a whole lift up thing going on. I'm not saying all packaging has to be like minimal and sleek, but I'm just saying, maybe if we focused a little bit more on like the products inside the packaging and not just making the packaging this big old giant outlandish whatever, like that Moschino, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not rich enough to buy their clothes anyway. That whole big teddy bear freaking job thing. I understand it was a collector's piece. I understand that, but like I said, if we focused on formulating really good products instead of sticking them in a big giant gold teddy bear, we would have a much better, I don't know, beauty community. Packaging can be great, and packaging can be beautiful and stunning without being obnoxious. You can look at it and be like, okay, we use this as an example, and it is a little bit obnoxious, but not too obnoxious. The Vlada and Smashbox highlighters. They were a little bit big, a little bit bigger, but you did get a lot of product, and it was that rose gold with that beautiful rose gold, you know, it was bigger, but I can still store it really well with all my other highlighters. It's not a shape that doesn't exist in any of my other things. All right, another one that was in Makeup Struggles video that I was like, we on the same wavelength. Double-ended brushes. I hate them. I hate them so much. I keep my brushes in like cute little pink cups that I got at the dollar store. And you stick them in, you can see them all up in there, and you're like, oh, let's put this double-ended brush in here. Well, the brush that you're gonna have at the bottom of the cup ain't gonna look like a nice brush when you pull it out to use it. And there are so many brand offenders. Basically, any brand that gives you a brush and an eyeshadow palette, it's gonna be double-ended. All the brushes in the Urban Decay Naked, the Urban Decay Vice palettes, Anastasia palettes all have them. Basically, like I said, any brand that has like a palette that has that little slot for the brush, which takes up space, because, I mean, I don't use that. If y'all use double-ended brushes, good on you. That's fantastic. Some of them have been nice. I think I have kept one double-ended brush that came from an eyeshadow palette because it's really good, but usually they're just kind of like, ugh. But they're such a pain to just like deal with, because it's like, and I understand the whole practicality sense of putting in a palette, because it's like, oh look, you can travel with the palette and have this brush and do your whole look, and it's like, I'm gonna use my own brushes. I don't need this double-ended stupid brush to use my makeup. I just don't. I don't need a brand's crappy subpar makeup brush compared to makeup brushes they actually create stuffed in a palette. Just take out that section, make the packaging cheaper to make, and sell me the makeup a little bit cheaper. That would make me happy, not give me a crappy double-sided ended brush. Then last but not least, let me see, I'm gonna have to read this one off. Makeup that creates problems that didn't already exist. All right, I'm kind of looking at benefit here. And I guess this kind of falls under like gimmicky makeup products, like, oh, we'll do it this way because this will make it so much better. And it's like, well, what we're already doing works, so why do we need to do it this way? I mean, a couple of the ones that like Benefit came out with, just to name a few, that little lipstick that was like, oh, so it's a lipstick and a lip liner. That's great, but then you have to turn it upside down to do your bottom lips. And then they're like, okay, all right, let's get rid of the whole having to blend the eyeshadow. So it was like this little eyeshadow thing with like, was it a roller? No, it was like a little thing that you like pick up all the shades and you're like, wah! And basically anyone that used those were like, well, you go in with it and then you have to go in and fix it up so it doesn't actually remove any steps. It just creates another unnecessary step. And then the whole like just clicking on them eyebrows and the ombre eyebrows and the whatever, and it was just like, why do we need that? We don't need these things. Why are you creating these things? I mean, brands are literally creating new steps for your makeup process so they can sell you more makeup. I understand it's all a business, it's all whatever, but like, why? We've got the post-prep setting for the primer. Then we have the primer post-whatever. Then we actually prime. Then we put something on before that. Then we do foundation. Then we put something on after that. And then there's just all these 50 billion million steps that don't actually need to be there. And y'all, I'm insecure enough as it is. I'm friggin' 28 years old. I know I'm not that old, but I'm not 21 no more. So I've got lines, and I've got like textured lips and little wrinkles and, you know, acne coming up, whatever. You know, I'm insecure and having enough problems as it is. I don't need these companies coming in and being like, well, here's this problem you didn't know you had. Buy our product to fix it. I don't wear makeup to fix anything. I wear makeup because it is an artistic outlet, and when I do, dang, do I look beat as all amazingness. But I don't wear it thinking, oh, cover up the red spots. All right, there's the acne. There's, all right, blah, blah. No, I wear it because it's fun. I like wearing it. I like just, yeah, this is my favorite artistic outlet. So I don't need no company coming in and taking my artistic outlet and using it as a way to market off of my potential insecurities. Alright, I think I'm gonna end it there. This video has gone on a little bit longer than I thought it would. Let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video. I'm trying to do more videos that are more than just like, ooh, review, ooh, pretty palette. Let me talk about all the makeup that I love. I kind of want to start creating and opening some discussions, some dialogue, talking about some things that aren't necessarily readily and easily and openly talked about in the community. Because we're consumers. We're totally allowed to sit here and talk crap about things. It's our money going into these companies, keeping them going. If we all just stop buying it, who's gonna lose? It's gonna be them, not us. Viva Revolution. So just gonna end it right there. me know some makeup products that you don't believe in, what you feel about my video and the things that I talked about. Definitely go check out Makeup Struggles. She is amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!